So this is Lobotomus Monk here again, and just making some suggestions to Rockstar, and just sort of surveying the community and seeing whether the community has other suggestions as well, or what they think of these suggestions. But this is like the Dirty Dozen, so this is like 12 items or 12 ideas, concepts, or changes or ways basically that GTA 5 could be made better, that Rockstar could improve the game. And I'm going to start with like going to move through the list from like the simplest, just sort of maybe something that would be fun, things like that, little fun changes, to all the way to like the stuff that would actually be some serious labor on the programming side of things. So I don't know whether Rockstar would ever do it because it might just be too much work, too expensive. But this is like the Dirty Dozen. This is the 12 that I thought. So the first one, kicking it off, is a Segway. I think it would just be cool if the game had a Segway. You know, it's got the Faggio bike, and that thing's just trash, and it's kind of fun to ride it for about 5 minutes. But a Segway, if you could shoot from it, and if you could throw stickies and grenades and so on, and if it could actually pick up some speed, like if it could actually move a bit, and if it could go upstairs, maybe, I don't know, maybe not. But either way, a Segway would actually be pretty damn cool, I think, for the game. I think another one, the second one, which I think is really super important because it pretty much ruins online sessions, is the people that go into passive, the pussies that just go into passive, the cowards that go into passive, and then they come out of passive and you don't know it, and you're kind of locked on them thinking that they're going to come out, and then as soon as you turn their back, that's when they come out of it. I think that what we need is a situation where you can point your gun at the person and you can see whether they're coming out of it. You can see the clock ticking down. So the clock that ticks down for you when you come out of passive, everybody gets to see that if they're pointed on you. So I think that that's absolutely necessary for the game to improve the game. I don't understand why Rockstar supports the behavior of cowards in the game. It's pathetic, and it just makes players that actually are good at the game not want to play. So that's never good. You want to be loyal to your elite players. Anyway, I think that there should be sessions without cops. You should be able to join a session where cops do not show up if you're causing mayhem. Not everybody wants to set up a 1v1 deathmatch in the middle of a session to sort of, take care of things, and often people go in as a crew, and what ruins everything is the cops showing up, and you end up getting shot in the back by a player who just waits for the cops to soften you up, and it's kind of a trashy way to get killed. So I think there should be the option to join sessions without cops, and I bet that half the people that play would join those sessions, so I don't think those sessions would be empty. Another suggestion for improvement is the ability to steal high-end cars and sell them on like a schedule. Like right now you can sell the stock crappy cars, like the best ones are like the Ocelots and so on, but you don't get much for it. Like it pretty much maxes out around 10,000, and you can do that every like 32 minutes or something like that. I think that you should be able to steal a Bullet, or one of the higher end cars and that are on the map that the AI drive around, and you sell it on a schedule like every 24 hours. It's almost kind of like daily objective incentive. It's like every day you can go looking for a high end car and sell it for like 50,000, 60,000, something like that. Another suggestion I think is that you should be able to sell back the stuff that you buy from Warstock. I understand that Rockstar is trying to milk their shark cards, but and I know that I guess they view their users as idiots and as suckers. I guess it's the sort of the P.T. Barnum kind of approach to it. But even if we are all suckers, and I've bought a shark card before, and so most of the people that I play with, and I know that it's a great business model, and that it's sort of consistent with laissez-faire capitalist economics, and it works. And I'm sure that Rockstar is making a lot of money. I'm sure all the people working for Rockstar are making more money because they're milking their users. But it would be a rather small thing to allow people to sell back what they buy from Warstock. So you buy a Valkyrie, and then you're just not happy with how you're always pilot, and you never get to get any kills, or you're always shot out of the air as soon as you get in it or something, and you want to sell it back. So just let people sell it back. It's not going to make, I very much doubt it's going to make a huge dent in the profit margin for Rockstar when they've got like one of the best selling games of all time anyway, and now they've really monetized it with their shark cards anyway, and they come out with updates where the new cars are double the price of the next best car that was out, and they do helicopters for $10 million, because they're gold. So or planes or whatever. I mean, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. So let us sell back war stock. Another one would be faster missions, more money. You do the mission faster, you get more money. Right now, if you just sit around and just let the clock tick and do something else with your time for 10 minutes, that's how you get more money in a mission. It's not intuitive. You should be rewarding people for being good at the game, not for being, either crap at the game or just sitting around and not really engaging with the game, properly. So if you do a mission really fast, that's what should get you the more money. That's at least my thought on it, and some of the people I play with felt exactly the same way. I think that you should be able to stockpile armor and snacks. Armor in your closet at your house, in your wardrobe, snacks in your fridge at your house. Gives you more reason to be at your apartment, because right now, like, there's no reason to be at your apartment at all. It's complete waste. And if they are going to do the Mansions DLC, I think that would be a nice sort of additional feature for that, so that you have more incentive to actually hang around your houses and so on, apartments and whatever. I think there should also be balconies on apartments that you can shoot out of and get shot at. I think that'd be really cool if you could get onto your balcony and snipe, and then a helicopter could take you out, or somebody on the ground with a sniper could take you out. That'd be pretty cool. So that's another suggestion. On sort of more difficult stuff for maybe programming or something, I don't know. I have no idea really. Like a slackline gun, I know there's some games that have it, but basically just like one of those crossbow guns that shoots the end of a slackline, and then you set up the other end of it, and then you could go from like higher buildings to lower buildings. If you're up on a building, using it as like a snipe location, and you're stuck, you don't have to be stuck. You can kind of get around that way. I guess it's kind of like Spider-Man style or something, but something like that. I know the modders have their little ways of getting around that, but modding's pretty lame, really. If you're old school like me, then you don't believe in it, and so I guess my suggestions are really for more old school players, raw players. Not the people that just want to exploit everything that's possible. Anyway, so that's that one. So like a slackline gun. And then the other one would be Prison Break does not need to be a 4-person heist. With Rockstar not releasing any new heists, you don't need Prison Break as a 4-person. You can do it as 2, so it should be programmed so that it's optional 2, 3, or 4 people. And as far as how that would work, is it should be fairly obvious that you only need 2 people for all of the setups. But then if it's not obvious about the actual Prison Break, you just send one person in as prison officer, and you have one person in the Valum, and you don't have demo to back anything up, which you don't need anyway. You don't need demo. I've finished the heist before without anybody on demo, and you only need one person in the prison. I've done the prison with only myself, and the other guy wasn't doing anything. Another one is like a suggestion from Robin the Hood, a guy that I play with, a friend of Anthrax's, and basically the suggestion was an auto trader website, so people can like soup up their cars and create their cars like with whatever they want, whatever features they want, and then they can sell them on like a auto trader website on the game. So I think that would be really awesome, and I think that I think that would sell shark cards, Rockstar, because players that hadn't ranked up to be able to get a particular car, or to get a car with particular upgrades or whatever, they might not be able to afford to buy it, but they want it. They don't want to level up. They just want to buy the car. They need the money to buy the car, so they'll probably get a shark card to buy that car that other player's selling. Plus, the other player gets better money back than they would if they just sold back to the custom shop. So it would be it'd be fun to set up the pages for it. So that'd be another one. And then I think ultimately my final suggestion is one that I was making before on some of my other videos, which is just the ability for gamers to make their own heists or at least make their own missions. It's something that exists in Hitman Absolution that I love. I love that you can create your own missions in Hitman Absolution, and I think it's a lot of fun. And it gets people involved, and the developers get to sort of see what the users want, and through the missions that they create and so on. So there's a lot of there's a lot of potential there for allowing users to make their own missions and heists. And I'm sure that Rockstar's thought about that. So I kind of left that to the end, not just because it's the most difficult one, but because they probably thought of it already and they're probably thinking about doing it for a sequel anyway. So that's the Dirty Dozen. Those are like 12 suggestions that I thought would make the game better. Some could be done like right away, very easy overnight update. Some would obviously involve like a lot of programming, maybe not even possible. But overall, I think that if some of those additions were included in the game, then I think the game would be much better, and I think people would keep on playing it. So you gotta keep things fresh, keep things updated, and more heists, really. I mean, if you really want to know, more heists. I don't know how Rockstar can put in all these new things to spend money on, but no new ways to make money. It's a little bit frustrating. So need to do new heists. And as far as them officially saying that heists are really labor intensive and hard and so on, me and my buddies, we made a heist. We did it in under 4 hours. Now we don't have the programming to go with it, but it's hard to believe that once the map is made, that it's that hard to program. I mean, my example there would be Lost in the Damned in Gay Tony is that game got released pretty quickly after GTA 4 because they already had the map made. So obviously most of the work was already done, it would seem, based on that. So I don't see why it's so hard to make new heists. As I said, me and my buddies, you can see the video online. We made ours in under 4 hours. Like, obviously, it would be a hell of a lot better if we hadn't ad-libbed the script and edited it so quickly and just done one dry run and then did the wet run or whatever. But obviously we're not getting paid for it, and we didn't want to spend days and weeks on it. So, but that's what can be done in 4 hours. So it's hard to believe that Rockstar can't make new heists. So just make new heists, create new ways to make money. All right. So that's it. Bye.